Hey, today I wanted to explain to you guys what parallel reality shifting is to the best of my abilities with the limitations of language to show you how to do it. It's very simple, so here I go. Okay? Parallel reality shifting is basically every time you make a decision to do something, right? Let's say I can go down this path. This path has a certain end to that path. If I follow this path to the very end, there's a different probability of what's going to happen to me. Okay? If I right now make a conscious decision to go another way, there is another reality that's going to be completely different from this life. Just because I made one simple decision, I changed my decision. So every time we change our decision in life, let's say you have a choice and you think that you have only one or two or three choices to make. In reality, you have infinite choices to make, and I'll explain. If you draw a circle around your feet, how many lines can you draw in a circle? Infinite. You have infinite, right now, possibilities that you can take. Infinite parallel realities. Each one has a different reality, a different outcome. So, in the most simplistic terms, when we become aware that we have infinite possibilities right now and we make a conscious decision to act upon a possibility that resonates with what we want to do, with whatever we feel resonates with us in that moment, then we are shifting into another parallel reality that's different from the path that we were currently on. It's going to be a completely different future. Your results in life are going to be completely different. For example, there was a reality at one point in my life where I was living in Brooklyn, New York. And if I stayed there would have been a certain reality that I would have experienced. But at a certain point, I made a decision that I want to move to the suburbs. I wanted a more peaceful life. So I moved from Brooklyn, New York to Long Island, New York. And life was indeed a bit more peaceful. Now my life changed, a new parallel reality. Okay? If I stayed in Long Island, I would have also experienced a different reality than I'm currently experiencing right now. After some time, there was a massive migration to Florida from New York, from all over the place. So, because of the way the politics and everything was with the COVID-19 stuff. So, I made a decision. If the business is going down there and it's more freedom down there, let's move to Florida. So, my family and I picked up our stuff and moved down to Florida. Now, here, we have a completely different reality than the lives that we were living in New York. You see what I mean? Now, that's huge shifts. There's also minor shifts. There's a shift, for example, let's say you smoke cigarettes and you wanted to pull out a cigarette. You have your subconscious program where you have a feeling you want to pull out a cigarette and smoke, right? But instead you stop and you make the conscious decision to put the cigarette away and say, you know what, I'm not going to smoke this time. The next time I typically have a cigarette, I'm going to have that cigarette around that time. And you put the cigarette away. You just made a parallel reality shift. Every decision that we make has a consequence, has a different reality. Okay? When we are stuck in a certain mindset, also, we are stuck in a certain parallel reality, in a certain vibration. Okay? Because these realities, I'm not talking about this world as if it's a physical, solid world. Okay? This world, quantum physics talks about it, is all vibration. Nothing is stationary, everything vibrates. This is all a vibrating consciousness. On a spiritual level, All this is everything that we experience is all experienced within our mind. Everything is decoded by your mind. Even when you see a brain, the brain is decoded by the mind. We don't know what the mind is, okay? So we don't know if there's a physical universe out there. All we know is what we see in our mind, and science has proven that there is no physical world out here, that it's all consciousness. So we're talking about an energetic world that you can make shifts simply by shifting your mindset. And how do you shift your mindset? The way to shift your mindset is to stop what you're doing, stop the program, take a breath of fresh air, become aware of the here and the now, right? Which is the most real place to be, because from here and now you're creating your past and your future and your present all at the same time. This is the most powerful place to be. Okay, there's no more powerful place to be than being fully present in the here and now. In fact, you could even say that if a person is not fully aware of the here and now, they're not in the real world. They're in some abstract world. Okay? So, when you are fully aware and the more you become fully aware of the here and now, the more you can see these infinite possibilities that you have. The less awake you are to the here and now, or to the fact that you are consciousness, the more you identify with the body and the mind, the more you are limited to the limitations of that body and mind. So by dropping the ego is a tool. It's not something that we are meant to identify with. Like, your ego is there so that you put food in your mouth and not in your neighbor's mouth. Yeah, we are all one. We all breathe, eat, and drink from the environment, and everything gets recycled back into the environment. Yes, we're all one with the environment, but we have the egos for survival. It's a tool, but it's not meant for us to identify with. It's actual madness. Like, if you saw someone driving their car and you touched their car and they said, "Hey, don't touch me," you would think they're crazy. That's your car, that's not you. That's your tool, that's not you. And we always say my body, yet we identify with this body. We say my mind, my emotions, my sensations, yet we identify with all these things. When they're ours, they're not us. They come and go, we don't come and go. We, the observer of these things, never comes and goes. So realize your power, realize who you are, that you are this infinite being, okay? And the more you become aware, it's like you can draw a circle around you, an imaginary circle, and you can see that you can draw infinite lines on the circle. There's infinite possibilities that you can do right now. There's not one or two possibilities. There's infinite possibilities. Right now, I can leave this video recording and I can go take a walk for a 10-mile walk and come back. I could do it. Who's to stop me? I can go into the forest. I can stand here and just decide to stop talking completely and just sit in silence. I could sit there and meditate on the camera if I wanted to. I can shut the video off and go play with my son inside. You know, I can do. There's infinite possibilities to what I can do right now. I'm not limited to what my mind, my programming, believes. So parallel reality shifting in a nutshell is becoming fully aware of the here and now, becoming aware of who you are, realizing that now is all that exists. We're creating the past and the future from the now. Okay, it's not the other way around. Okay, when you see a ship, right, the wake that the ship leaves doesn't drive the ship. The ship creates the wave, the wake, and the ship is also moving towards the future. Okay, from here you're creating the past and you're creating the present and the future. It's not the linear way around. Because of that, you're able to shift into any parallel reality that you want. You're not limited to linear boundaries. only if you are identifying with this linear type of perspective will you then be bound to this type of perspective, because you are creating that for yourself with your belief. You'd have to break free from this linear thinking. And the best way to do that is to become more and more aware that now is all that exists, and now is the most real place to be. Okay? And to make sure that when you do these shifts, to do everything with love. You don't want to shift into any low vibrational state, any low vibrational plane where you might cause suffering for yourself or for other people. Um, because ultimately, we're all connected, we're all one self. So focus on love when you shift. If you want other people to come with you, because we're all energetically one, focus on these people shifting with you. How that works exactly, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you, I don't know everything. But the more you do it, the better you'll understand it. That goes beyond words. It's not like I don't know, it's just that we don't have the vocabulary to explain how this stuff really works, because the energies are so subtle that we don't even have words for these type of energies. I hope this video helped in your understanding of how to parallel reality shift. If you have any questions, or if you have any other topics that you would like me to talk about, please leave it in the comments below. If you do like the content on my channel, please click the like and the subscribe button to see more videos. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful day.